Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really exciting video. Well, I'm really excited about it anyway. This is a first impressions review demo swatches of the new ColourPop eyeshadows. Now these are the pressed powder single eyeshadows and they are $5 each, which is an amazing price. I did pick 22 of them, so I picked up 2 palettes and then the rest singles. Obviously you can tell I picked my favorite kind of colors, which are warm toned, beautiful, just stunning colors. But that's just my preference. I didn't pick out, like they have a bright blue, but I didn't pick that one. And I'm sure that they will have so many more colors to come, but this is just basically my first go at them. What I'm gonna do is get into the swatches first and then we'll do the demo afterwards. So with the close-up and swatches, I did use my finger and then also a brush. The brush that I used was a Zoeva 226 smudger brush. Keep in mind that I was wiping my arm clean and wetting it and cleaning it with micellar water in between the swatches. So some of them may, as I go, have turned out more pigmented from my arm being a little bit sticky or wet. So do keep that in mind. And I did try to dry it off as best as I could, and you'll notice my arm got a little bit red towards the end. Anyway, let's get into the swatches. So I'm starting out with an overview of the packaging. The single shadows are packaged like so, with a little see-through bit in the front and in the back so you can see the shade. Inside they're packaged in this plastic wrapping, which is really nice. At the time I purchased, they did have an offer where you could get one of the free empty palettes, so I did take them up on that. This is just how it came, so you have the slots for 4 shadows and yeah, really cute packaging. I do like that. Now this is the high maintenance palette, so it came with 4 shades, and when you open it up you can see the shadows through the little see-through strip. I'll take off the plastic strip so you can have a closer view. This palette is really pretty. I love the shades in there. And then we've got the low-key palette. Here's the inside and these shadows. Again, beautiful colors. So you do save a little bit of money by purchasing them in the palette. I would have got these shades anyway, so that's why I got 2 palettes. Okay, so the first of the shadows is Let Me Explain. Now this is the first one I swatched and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Just a beautiful shimmery white gold champagne color. I love it. Perfect for inner corner and brow bone highlight. The next one is Firefly. Now this one's like a skin tone kind of color and that is it swatched. It's a matte shade, so good for setting the base. Next is Take It Slow, which is a gold color, like a white gold. Actually more of a champagne. I did use this one to highlight. It didn't swatch up very well with the brush, so I went in a second time and it still didn't, it was there, but it didn't show up as well as it did with the finger swatch. Next is Lilac. This is like a peachy pink shimmery color. So beautiful. It just swatched beautifully on the finger and the brush. You can see that it's a bit chunky when I did it with the brush. Next is Just in Time, which is a gold. This one, it wasn't as pigmented as some of the other shimmery colors. You can see that brush swatch just didn't show up as good. Next we have Wake Up Call, which is a transitional / crease color. Obviously a little bit hard to see on my skin, but it did swatch up really quite well. Beautiful matte shade. Next we have Bel Air, another crease color. Again, a little bit hard to see, but swatched up really nicely. A little bit of a like chunky kind of fallout texture, but very smooth and buttery. Next is You Know the Drill, a gold. This one swatched up quite well. Here we've got Made to Last, another matte color. Now you can see straight away that fallout there that fell off and on the table as well. But a beautiful shade, really pigmented. Next up we have Top Notch, which is a beautiful, rich cocoa kind of color, swatched quite well. Next we have Stay Golden, which is a beautiful berry toned color. This is one of my favorite colors and it reminds me of the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Just beautiful. Next we have High Strung, which, oh wow, this color looks amazing. Look how well that swatched. It's like a rose gold. However, it didn't swatch that well with the brush. If your brush was wet, I feel like it would do really well. Next we have Running Lake, which is a faded orange kind of color, typical for the crease transitional color. It didn't swatch that well, and the colors with the brush swatch and finger swatch are completely different. IOU is next, which is an orange. This one's swatched up quite well, but you can see the little chunky bits with the fallout. Something to keep in mind, but I do like the color. Popular Demand. So this one's like a nice rich warm tone color as well. A bit of fallout with this one. Didn't swatch as well with the brush, but still a really nice pigmented color. Criss Cross is like a burnt orange rusty kind of color. Swatched up beautifully and it applied beautifully as well. Definitely recommend this one. Here we have Come and Get It, which is very similar to High Strung, a beautiful rose gold color, and it swatched beautifully with the finger, but the brush, it just didn't show up that well, but just a stunning color. Save It for Later is this gold, and this was the best swatch. Well, apart from the first one swatched really well as well, but so buttery, pigmented, shimmery, just that's what you want in a shadow. Next we have Take the Lead. Now this is like a taupey grey kind of colour. I'm not sure why I picked this colour up because it's not something that I would typically use and it didn't swatch that well, but that's what it is. Cloud 9 was the darkest colour that I got, and I was a little bit disappointed with the swatches considering it was the darkest one, and you'll see that it was quite hard to blend in the demo. Next we have Cute Alert, which is a maroon kind of color. Didn't swatch up as well as I thought it would. Looks kind of patchy and a bit of fallout as well, but I do really like the color. And then we have Get Out, which is another kind of maroon, but it is different. It's a bit more like pinky, and this one didn't swatch as well as it did apply, but you'll see that in a minute. Okay, so there's all of the swatches. I feel like I got a really good color range of eyeshadows for myself for the colors that I would personally use. So now we're gonna go into the demo for this look that I have done today. I've tried to use as many eyeshadows as I could from the range that I picked. So let's get into it. Now I am going to prime my eyes with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. First I'm taking the colour Firefly, which is a neutral skin toned kind of colour to set my eye primer. It looks a little bit more pinky than probably my skin tone. This will make my shadows a bit easier to blend than if I weren't to set my primer. The transitional colour I'm using today is Wake Up Call on a Zoeva 228. I barely touched it then, and I tapped off the excess. So I'm just taking this really widely in my crease there. A really soft transitional color, that's very nice. So you can hardly tell that it's there, but it makes a difference. Next up I'm taking Top Notch, which is a really rich brown. Very happy with that. Like, that's just one tap going in, and it's quite pigmented, easy to blend. Next up, going in with Criss Cross, which is like a burnt rust color. This is a Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer. I'm just gonna... That one isn't as pigmented as what I thought it would be, but it's still a beautiful color. Then going in with Cloud 9, which is the deepest color I have. This one isn't as easy to blend, and I noticed when I swatched it, it didn't swatch up amazingly. This is a Real Techniques base shadow brush. See, that's just not blending in as easy as the other ones. Okay, there's so many colors I want to take on my lid. I might just do a different color on the lids because they're so beautiful. Save It for Later was the best to swatch. It is a beautiful gold. Like, that's so pigmented and buttery and just gorgeous. A little bit too pigmented, it's just gone everywhere. Then on the other side, I'm going to use You Know the Drill. See how that's just not quite as pigmented? It may just be the color. You can see the difference in there. Yeah, 2 layers is definitely best. Okay, I'm gonna try and take a few different colors on my lower lash line instead of the same ones. IOU, which is a nice orange color. This one did swatch up quite well. Taking that on a smudger, see that on the brush. It did take quite a few coats to get it like pigmented enough, but it went on quite well. I feel like it could be a little bit more pigmented, but it did a pretty good job. This one here is Popular Demand. Really pretty color. Kind of looks like these colors are this color on the top, but I didn't use this one. Yeah, that blends in really nicely. I've got this color called Get Out, which is a beautiful, kind of like matches my lips actually. It's nearly the same color. It's a little bit deeper. Beautiful berry color. That one went on beautifully, so nicely. I'm just gonna blend that. Now I do want to point out the fallout, so hopefully you can see. I might zoom in to show you the fallout on the tops of my cheekbones there. So keep that in mind, they do come with a bit of fallout. You'll notice that that gold is transferred up a little bit as well on my lid. I'll take a bit of this darker color and touch that up actually. Gonna brush away that fallout. Hopefully it doesn't leave any marks. This was the first color I swatched and oh my god, it just blew me away. This is called Let Me Explain. I might use this color on this side and another one on the other side. That's not as nice like it turned out so beautifully swatched, but it's not like bam, like when you apply it. It may be this brush. This is a Zoeva Detail Shader 237. This one is called Take It Slow. Oh, that's hardly showing up at all. Oh, there it showed up. Oh wow. Oh, put too much on because I wasn't showing up on the, to blend that in. Whoopsies. I don't know about those highlights. That is very strong. That's probably like, you know, a bit better, but I feel like maybe if the brush were wet, they would apply it a bit better. Okay, I've wet the brush. That applies a lot better with the wet brush. Yeah, happy with that with the brush wet. It's not the usual brush that I would use for the highlighting either. So now I'm just gonna finish off my mascara and eyeliner and stuff like that and then come back to you. So now that you've seen the shadows in action, I'm going to give my little review, my little 2 cents. I think these shadows are amazing for the price. I feel like there is a little bit of inconsistency between some of the shadows. Some of them do swatch better than others, like they're better quality, better pigment than others. But I guess you're going to get that with the different colors across any range of eyeshadows. The shimmery colors were beautiful. Some of them didn't swatch as well with the brush, which is something to note. I feel like if you wet the brush that they would apply a lot better, and that's what I did with the inner corner highlights that I have on. So they were still easy to pick up on the brush. I know I've tried some other shadows like the Ciate London eyeshadows and they're a little bit hard to pick up on the brush. You have to use a quite dense brush to apply them. I did mention that there was a little bit of fallout. You're gonna get that with most shadows anyway, but they blended quite nicely. I feel like again, with the different colors, the quality of them wasn't the same. They didn't blend all the same, but the colors that I use, I am really happy with. I feel like this palette just, This is just what I want in a palette because it's got your beautiful warm tone crease colors, it's got some berry colors, and it's got some beautiful shimmery lid colors as well. I feel like I could have picked up a few more darker colors, like a deeper brown or something like that. I don't know exactly what they had. I can't remember. I just like saw that they were released and I got on. They did take a few weeks to arrive. I think maybe 2 to 3 weeks, but I think that everyone experienced that with the launch of them. I think shipping usually might take roughly 2 weeks to Australia. Right now they do have a free shipping offer on. I don't know how long that's going to last. You have to have a minimum spend as well. Now I did take all of the shadows out of their little palettes and put them all in here just because I feel like it's easier. But I did see a tutorial where someone actually cut one of these open and the whole back strip is magnetic and you could probably fit maybe around 10 shadows in there, I'm guessing. So that is another option if you wanted to keep them all in these little boxes. So yeah, the packaging is really nice. They do come really securely wrapped. So there was foam wrap around them and none of them came broken or anything like that. Have you guys picked up any of these shadows? Have you tried them? Do you like them? Do you think you're gonna get them? For me, like I'm a makeup enthusiast and so I saw them and I'm like, I have to try them. They look really good. And I'm happy that I picked them up because I feel like this palette is really nice. Comparing them to Makeup Geek and MAC shadows, like they're all the same. I feel like these ones are probably a little bit less quality than the Makeup Geek and MAC shadows. Again, depending on the shade. I feel like overall they're a really great price and they come with a beautiful range of colors that I personally like. So I can see this being like a really go-to palette for me. So that is it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, a little first impressions and demo review. I love doing these types of videos. So make sure you're subscribed to see more first impression videos coming your way. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!